So this weekend is WWE SummerSlam, night 1 and 2, obviously. And yeah, no, I feel like this is a pretty big SummerSlam compared to some past years. For people that are like, oh, the card is trash. Bullshit, essentially. I honestly don't think that's the case. I think that this is a really good card for a company that's had a lot of lackluster TV recently. They've actually pulled together a decent card, and yeah, the card is going to outshine what has happened on weekly TV by a country mile, in my opinion. Yeah, we have 3 huge main events in the 2 main men's championship matches, and of course Hell in a Cell as well. So yeah, I am genuinely really looking forward to this event, and yeah, we're going to get into predictions in just a moment. So night 1 is kicking off with Hell in a Cell, Brock and Oba 3, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. This is the only matches I am really looking forward to, have a massive investment in. And as much as I am very much a Brock Lesnar fan, I like his matches, I like it when he's around, Oba needs this win. Oba has to win. I would genuinely be pissed off if Oba did not pull a win here. Obviously, that would make it 2-1 to him. That would give him the win over the feud. If this is Brock's last match, I think this is a great way to use Brock's last match to get somebody over massively. If it isn't, then it's kind of disappointing in a way. But, you know, it's Brock Lesnar, as Triple H said, he will do whatever he wants to do. And yeah, I think Brock might be the biggest never say never, I think probably in WWE history as far as retirement goes. But yeah, no, overall, I think the match has been fantastic. Brock is especially good in Hell in a Cell. The 2 matches that he had, well, the 2015 one with Taker wasn't that good, but the 2003 one was pretty good, and he's had some pretty decent steel cage matches as well. So yeah, I think overall I am looking forward to this one, and it is probably going to be one of the best matches of the weekend. Following that, we have the 6-man tag team match, the Bloodline, Jacob Fatu and the Usos taking on the team of LA Knight, Solo Sikoa and Royce Keys. And unfortunately, I feel like this is very straightforward to predict. As much as I personally, from a personal preference standpoint, as much as I love the Usos, I haven't been enjoying what they've been doing recently. I am a big LA Knight fan, I'm a big Solo Sikoa fan, and I kind of like Royce Keys. I would love to see the babyfaces get the win here, but unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be the case. It's going to very much be the Bloodline get a win here, because they need to keep this kind of feud going on till probably War Games, I assume, when some kind of team will take on and maybe even defeat the Bloodline inside the cage. But as a start-off point, the heels need to get the win, and that's where this comes in. And yeah, the Usos of Fatu, there's no way they're going to lose their first match tagging together as a trio, I believe. So yeah, as I said, I've got the heels to get the win here, got the Bloodline to get the win. As much as I don't want it, I've been really enjoying what Solo's been doing recently. I think he has clicked as a babyface a lot better than I assumed he would. LA Knight, he never loses Kavorka. So even though it's LA Knight doing regular LA Knight things, it's still very much enjoyable. Royce Keys is pretty decent as well. He's been kind of the muscle and the heavy and kind of doing more brawling than he is promos. But yeah, the build hasn't been too bad. I'm hoping the match really does deliver though. Following that, we have the 6-woman tag team match where the Bellas and Paige are taking on Fatal Influence, so Jacy Jayne, Lainey Reed, and Fallon Henley. And I have very little interest in this one, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm more concentrating on the fact that if we're going to get a heel turn here from the Bellas, because the Bellas are just made to be heels. They're so good as heels, or at least better than what they do as faces. I just never believe them when they're babyface. So do I believe they're going to turn on Paige? I think so. How they go about it, I'm not sure. They could do an after-match attack if Paige loses them the match. They could do it during the match and then ends up as a handicap match, which Fatal Influence win. But either or, I feel like Fatal Influence get the win here, and I'm not expecting this to be a absolute classic, but hopefully they put on a half-decent match. They have a good moment when hopefully the Bellas turn heel, and then, yeah, we're going to go from that point. But I feel like a win for Fatal Influence is going to massively help them here. Moving into one of the more talked about matches, more controversial matches of the card, we have Gunther taking on Nick Aldis. And very simple for this one, guys. If you are treating Nick Aldis like he is a GM coming into a wrestling point of position, then you're an idiot. No offense. But Nick Aldis is a former world champion in NWA and TNA. He has had great runs in both promotions. He was the main event of the first All In. I believe it was the main event. But he had a main event match on the first All In. He is a great wrestler. He is good. I think he's going to complement Gunther really well. So the people that are treating this like it's nothing, like it's not important at all, honestly, I feel like it's just a big mistake. This match could, dark horse, be one of the best matches of the weekend, if done correctly. But yeah, I'm curious to see what Nick is like in a WWE ring, how he might have changed stuff up over the 3 years he's had away in the ring. But Gunther, he is one of those people that can have a good match with anybody. So yeah, I feel like this is going to be a really good match. As far as a winner and loser goes, I've got Gunther to get the win. I feel like that makes the most sense. So I know some people think maybe Nick will get the win to progress a feud even further, but I don't feel like you necessarily need to for Gunther. You know, we can quite happily have him be a one and done with Nick Aldis. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the match. I think Gunther's going to get the win here, but yeah, I'm very curious and very invested in how the match is going to go. Following that, we have one of the most controversial title reigns, probably since Rhea Ripley was women's champion. Oh, wait. We have one of the more controversial women's championship reigns as Liv Morgan finally defends the women's world championship against Io Sky in a match that I expect to be a lot better than the match they had in Night of Champions. I do think they're going to kind of go out there and have just more of a classic one, similar to the really good match they had at Saturday Night's Main Event, also maybe a couple of years ago, when Liv first won the title first time around. But yeah, I feel like as far as a winner goes, I'm actually picking Liv Morgan, which might come as a surprise. I know most people want to see Io win just to get the title off Liv. If they've got no creative for Liv now, why do they have creative for Liv going forward? And I think it's to do with Raquel winning the Intercontinental Championship on Raw this week, and the fact that 2 of the 3 members of Judgment Day of the women's side have titles. I think it's going to cause Roxanne to feel more alienated from the group, and it's going to lead to a turn on either Raquel or Liv. But the fact that they both have a championship means that they can do either way for Roxanne to turn. Therefore, Liv needs to retain the championship. So that's pretty much why I'm going for it. Again, I would be fully happy if Io got the win here. I'm a big fan of Io Sky. I'd say she's probably the best women's wrestler in the world right now. So yeah, I'd have nothing against her getting the win here. But I don't know, part of me just feels like Liv is going to retain here just so they can go through some kind of Judgment Day breakup stuff again. And finally, in the main event of night 1, we have CM Punk defending the WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes. And yeah, this is an interesting one because I can see it going either way. I feel like Cody Rhodes getting the championship is always inevitable. You know, it feels like we're going back to that every few months, especially when he loses his championship, of course. But for me, I can't help but feel like Punk's going to retain here. I feel like Punk versus Zayn or Punk versus Balor even will be the better match. I think it's going to be Zayn that wins that match as a kind of caveat to what we're going to talk about very soon. But yeah, CM Punk in the title just makes the most sense to me. I would much rather it be that case than against Cody, but I've got nothing against Cody either. Cody does make a half-decent champion. It's just a case of not giving him anything storyline-based, which is then where he struggles. I feel like if you give him a story for every title defense he had, he would be seen as a lot better of a champion. But, of course, they haven't been doing that. I mean, like, look at his feuds with Kevin Owens and AJ Styles. They had a good story in it. John Cena as well. They had a good story, and all of them worked out and were seen as one of his better feuds for the championship. So, yeah, I think, as I said, as much as it's quite difficult to see which way they're going to go with this one, I am choosing CM Punk to retain the championship. So moving on to night 2, and we start off with Chad Gable challenging Penta for the Intercontinental Championship in a match that I think will be another dark horse for match of the night, match of the weekend even. I feel like these two are going to go out there and absolutely kill it. I think out of all the matches they've had throughout Penta's run in WWE, I feel like this is definitely going to be the best one. I don't know what it is about it, but something about Chad Gable being a babyface now, Penta defending fairly often as Intercontinental Champion. Just something about this, I feel like it's going to work out really well. They're going to have a fantastic match. It's going to be a huge moment seeing Chad Gable win the Intercontinental Championship. And then, yeah, I feel like he's going to have a pretty decent run. I'm curious to see which heels come up against him, other than Rusev and Ethan Page, which I assume they'll probably... I feel like Ethan Page will win the Intercontinental Championship sooner rather than later, but I feel like he might have a loss to Gable first time round and then win later on. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this match. I think it's going to be a really good one to kick it off. I know a lot of people have made the comparisons to Kurt Angle and Rey Mysterio from 2002, which, if the match is anything like that, should be very good. So yeah, as I said, I've got Chad Gable to become the new champion, and I think it'll be a massive moment on this show. After that, we have the women's ladder match for the interim WWE Women's Championship, where Charlotte Flair is taking on Jade Cargill, who's taking on Tiffany Stratton, who's taking on Chelsea Green, who's taking on either Julia or Last Legend. And honestly, I don't want either of them two in the match. So I'm wondering whether they do maybe an attack angle or something, or they leave it vacant, or maybe they add a sixth member, so then there's kind of that bigger person in the match as well. As I said, wouldn't surprise me if a sixth person is added and it's AJ Lee or Stephanie Vicker. Would love it to be Stephanie Vicker. Would hate it if it was AJ Lee. Just because if AJ Lee returns here, gets the title, she's just never going to be around, and there's just no point. We've already got a vacant champion, or an absent champion in Rhea Ripley. We don't need another one in AJ Lee. However, if we're sticking with the 5 that we have, and I have to choose one of the 5, or 6 technically if you choose Julia or Lash, which I won't do. Obviously, the big choices here, the general consensus is Charlotte Flair or Jade Cargill. They're the favourites going into the match, and I totally understand why. 2 huge superstars in WWE, makes the most sense to put the belts on them. However, it feels like because they've done the interim route for Rhea is going to win the return match. So whoever the champion is, come Rhea Ripley's return, she will just beat them for the championship. Therefore, why not have a bit of fun? Why not make fans happy? So during the match, Cargill and Flair, they take each other out. Those two hate each other right now. Have them take each other out. They can feud without the championship and have, I mean, I wasn't going to say good matches, but maybe okay to fine matches by themselves. I personally, and this is what my prediction is as well, I'm picking Chelsea Green to get a win here. Because I think if they need someone who's going to hold a title and make it feel prestigious, but then eventually know that she's just going to drop it afterwards, Chelsea Green is that woman. She'll take full advantage of being interim women's champion, and then realistically, Rhea's going to come back, beat her for the championship, and then her reign might not even count for anything. But that's okay, because Chelsea Green will have appreciated having the title in general for a little bit of time. Also, the crowd would go absolutely bonkers for a Chelsea Green win here, just to see like the moment where Rhea and Cargill are taking each other out, and Chelsea Green is left alone in the ring all by herself, and she gets up the ladder and wins it. I think the crowd and the whole WWE universe will go absolutely mental for that. And yeah, I just love to see it happen. I feel like it would be just a really cool moment for Chelsea Green, and a well-deserved moment for Chelsea Green. So yeah, I'm gonna go away from the general consensus. I'm picking Chelsea Green to become the interim WWE Women's Champion. Coming after that, we have Dumbhausen, Dickheadhausen, Douchebaghausen taking on Dominic Mysterio in a Human Monies on a Pole match. Just have a moment of silence here for Dominic Mysterio's career recently. Anyway, Danhausen's going to win because he's over as fuck, and you know, obviously Danhausen's going to win. Dominic's not going to get a win here, unfortunately, and someone needs to go and give CPR to Dominic because he needs a career revival so badly. Get him away from Danhausen. Honestly, I don't mind JD and the JD McDonough, not Judgment Day, but kind of the Judgment Day as well. I don't mind them being around Danhausen, but why have we dragged Dom into this? Honestly, I just don't understand it. I have little to no interest in this now, especially as it's on a pole match. On a pole match in 2026. You know, it's not 2007. It's bloody awful. I can't be bothered. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I hope that Dom gets the win here. I really do, but he's not going to because Danhausen is, as I said, he's so over. People absolutely love him. I don't know why. He's a bloody idiot. But yeah, you know, it's one of those things. And so very, very quick prediction here from me, but Danhausen's going to win, and it's going to suck so much. Following that, we have the #1 contenders match for the WWE Championship, where Sami Zayn is taking on Finn Balor. 2 fan bases that I cannot stand fighting each other now for a championship reign that's never gonna happen again. Honestly, these 2 sets of fans need to get over the fact that A, Sami Zayn's a bum, and he was lucky to get even 9 days as champion. And of course, the Finn Balor fans just need to get over themselves overall, because it's never going to happen for Balor again. So, who am I backing here? Because I don't want either to win. Well, if it was up to me, both teams would lose and someone else would win. I might not have that option. I don't think I'm going to have that option. So, I'm going to back the obvious choice, which is, of course, Sami Zayn. Now, I don't want Sami Zayn back in the title picture. If anything, he'd be lucky to be in the United States Championship picture. But yeah, no, I absolutely cannot stand Sami Zayn right now. He is the most intolerable guy on SmackDown. I'm not saying something, because SmackDown is a hard watch as it is. But yeah, I actually cannot stand the guy, but I think he pulls off a win here, and you know, him versus Cody or him versus Punk has a storyline written in already. You know, it's a rematch against Punk. It's another reason for him to start pissing off Cody Rhodes again. And yeah, it just makes a lot of sense to go that way rather than starting a new feud with Finn Balor. You've got a story ready to go for the next pay-per-view with Sami Zayn, so that's why I'm picking him to get the win. After that, we have the United States Championship match, where Trick Williams is defending right now against just Baron Corbin, but Baron Corbin himself has said that Carmelo Hayes should be added to this match. I'm hoping, praying that Carmelo Hayes does get added. However, even if Carmelo does get added, I still can't see them taking the title off Trick. He is way too over, way too popular, absolutely fantastic on the mic. He's having pretty decent matches as well, better matches than he's been having in NXT. You'll be silly to take the title off him at this point. Just have him hold it for a while. Like, it's been a while since we've had a really long mid-card reign with the United States Championship due to all the open challenges. I think Trick Williams is a great guy to do that, and I feel like it would solidify him so quickly as a upper card main of upper mid-carder. It would have him smoothly transition into the main event scene, honestly. So yeah, I'm going with Trick Williams to retain the championship here. I really, really wish I could sit here and back Carmelo Hayes, but the booking that he's had has been so inconsistent this year that I can't possibly trust myself and trust WWE to put the title back on him again. If he is even added at all, which if he isn't, it is an absolute sacrilege. But the fact that Baron Corbin absolutely usurped him for a championship match is disgraceful as it is. But yeah, I'm going with Triple Williams to get a win here. And finally, in the main event, we have the World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns defending against the visionary Seth Rollins. And honestly, I've been sitting here, I've been thinking, right, what shall I say about who I want to win this match? How will I convince people that I want this person to win, and why he should win, and why he's going to win? And quite simply, I can't do it. I'm basing this solely on personal preference, on the fact that I want this person to win, the fact that this person should win, the fact that all the fans should ideally want this guy to win, and yet for whatever reason, everyone is so far up Roman Reigns' arse that for whatever reason, suddenly now people want him around and expect him to stay. Like, how foolish do you have to be? But either way, Seth Rollins is the person I'm choosing to win this match, and it's based solely on personal preference. Seth Rollins is by far and away the best. Oh, okay, not like far and away because Gunther's still around. But anyway, Seth Rollins is the best pro wrestler in WWE right now. Only Io Sky could come close to him. Like, Gunther is a close second, but Io and Seth are the best two in each division. And for Roman Reigns to say, oh, everyone needs him to win. No, everyone needs Seth to win. We can get rid of his lazy ass. But it is what it is. I'm such a big Seth Rollins fan that I really need him. I really want him to get this win here. I want him back as world champion. I want him to be around wrestling on a regular basis, having great matches with anybody. Not everybody, anybody. It doesn't matter who you put in the ring with him. He will have a good match with them because he is consistently the best. But yeah, it's just one of those things that I as soon as they announced the match, I was picking Seth Rollins to win the match. I didn't care about build. I didn't care about thing. These two are going to tear the house down. This is going to be match of the night because these two can't have a bad match against each other. You know, the match they had at Money in the Bank 2016, fantastic match. Absolutely love that match. The match they had at Royal Rumble 2022, you'll go, oh, what is a DQ finish? Doesn't matter. Fantastic match. Therefore, this is not going to be any different. This is going to be match of the night because it is, these two just click on a different level. And yeah, I've been looking forward to this the most by far since it was announced. I'm glad they announced it early. And yeah, there is no more investment I have on this entire card than Seth Rollins winning this match. So these are my predictions for WWE SummerSlam 2026. Do put in the comments below your predictions. I'm curious to see what everyone's got, as I feel like there are a few matches on the card where things could go either way. So I'm curious to see what everyone's got. I'm very curious to see who you've got for Rollins and Reigns as well, because I said I just want Rollins to win so badly. But yeah, do sign off all your stuff in the comments. I'm curious to see what you say. Do subscribe. There's lots of wrestling content coming up. A couple of days ago, episode 7 of the Retrospective came out, where I did a full year review of 2007. My top 100 wrestlers, the TWR Top 100 continues over the next few weeks as well. 94 comes out in a couple of days, all about Darby Allin. But there's already one about Keith Lee, Tessa Blanchard, Eddie Guerrero already on the channel, so do go check those out, as well as a bunch of other SummerSlam coverage as well. There is my top 25 matches from SummerSlam coming out on the Saturday, I believe, and then on Sunday there'll be my night 1 review, and on Monday there'll be my night 2 review, so do look out for those as well. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Do subscribe, as I said. I do appreciate if you would hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.